Next tonight, Manchester Airport has been criticised for a series of immigration and security failings. A report from the Chief Inspector of Borders and Immigration found that passengers on a Ryanair flight from Madrid to Manchester didn't have their passports checked.
It also found sniffer dogs had failed to detect any Class A drugs. Well, Naomi Cornwell's been looking at the reports and has more. Naomi.
Yes, this looked at customs and immigration at Manchester Airport, mainly people and products coming in from abroad. It found they'd spent £1.25 million on new kennels for detection dogs, but they weren't getting much in return for that investment, as from November 2014 to June last year, the dogs found no Class A drugs. They found lots of small amounts of cheese or sausages wrongly brought back by holidaymakers, but inspectors said the dogs should be targeted at different flights and should be used less predictably, so they're better at catching experienced smugglers. The report says it's not always clear why people arriving at the airport have been given leave to enter the country. In 12 of 50 cases where immigration officers let them in, the recorded evidence pointed towards refusal. And it mentions an incident when 147 passengers on a flight from Madrid were able to walk through the airport without having their passports checked. One of them filmed his experience.
There's nobody at passport control at Manchester Airport. A plane load of people have just arrived, come straight through, and we're going into baggage reclaim, and nobody's checked any passports.
Well, all this is the responsibility not of the airport, but of UK Border Force, which comes under the Home Office. They wouldn't talk to us today, but their former Director General told us he's not surprised by the report's findings.
Not really, because the Border Force is under increasing pressure, as you can imagine, not just at Manchester Airport, but across the country. We're seeing unprecedented numbers of passengers arriving in the country, and then, of course, significant pressures at other ports of entry. And so the Border Force is having really to cover a significant number of inlets into the UK with a static and diminishing resource.
The Border Force says it's now improved record keeping for immigration decisions, is targeting high priority commodities, i.e. drugs rather than food, and it says passengers can no longer exit the arrivals hall if the controls are not staffed.
Thanks, Naomi.